Shannon Storms Beador is clapping back at Joachim Booster after he called her a terror on the set of Love Hotel. We also have a Real Housewives of Orange County reunion leak. I mean, quite a few leaks. We have the outfits, we have the set, and you'll see whose makeup artist is to blame as a result of it. And then Kathy Hilton is finally opening up and breaking her silence on Kim Richards' relapse. So I hope you're ready for it. Let's get into it. We got a lot to break down. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Pack, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Hello, hello, hello. I just did my 500 meter benchmark on the rower. I came in at 1 minute and 23 seconds. 23, 24, 23. 1 minute, 23 seconds, which is 2 seconds faster than my last benchmark. So, just hitting those PRs left and right, yo. Listen up, y'all, because this is it. I be up in the gym working on my fitness. He's my witness. Hoo-wee! Yeah, my first PR was 1 minute 34. Wow, that was my first ever. And that was last October. That's crazy that I did that last October. 134 is wild, yo. For my very first, considering I was very new to the gym at that time. 134 last October. And then June of this year, I came in at 125. So I shaved off 9 seconds. And then October of this year, 123. Boom. I know that's right. What, son? Sorry, that was a little cringe. Actually, that was not cringe. Nothing I do cringes. So, ha. All right. We have a lot to dive into today. What a weekend. I was like thinking maybe we'll do like an episode over the weekend. Then I was like, nah, we're just gonna save it for a jam-packed Monday. Just another jam-packed Monday. I did okay, who here watches Love is Blind? Do you watch Love is Blind? Did you watch not this new season, season 7, but season 6, the last season? Remember? Last season was wild. There were all sorts of couples, and also remember it was the Megan Fox season. Remember with Chelsea, and she's like, people tell me I look like Megan Fox. And then everyone was like, oh, more like Megan Foe. So yeah. Anyway, in that last season, there was obviously the villain, Jeremy. You guys remember Jeremy? He's the one that was wearing all the Hawaiian shirts. Let me see. Love is Blind, Jeremy. He was dating Laura. You remember Jeremy, right? He was the one that like supposedly cheated with Sarah Ann. God, cutie patootie, right? We remember Jeremy. Everyone hated Jeremy. Well, I was one of the few that did not hate Jeremy. Remember, I had him on this podcast, and then everyone's like, of course, Zack would have Jeremy on his podcast of all people. And I was like, I know that's right. So yeah, I had Jeremy on the podcast, talked to him, had a great time chatting with him. And so we've kept in touch. And so I think he's going to come on No Filter, and we're going to do, now we're going to do Love is Blind recap for this new season, season 7. Just might be kind of fun. Interested in watching it. He's interested in watching it. It would be fun to just have your two favorite, villains come together to recap one of your favorite reality shows. So I think I'll give you the official deets once we solidify that. But is Jeremy still with Sarah Ann? Jeremy is not still with Sarah Ann, but he did spend the weekend with me. He was in LA this weekend, and I dragged his butt to Orange Theory because, of course, I always have to drag people to Orange Theory. So we got to hang out. We hung out. I kicked his ass at the gym. We got smoothies. Like we was doing the damn thing. But also, look how cute I look. Sorry, I'm like bypassing him, but like, look at how cute I look. The fitness. I be up in the gym working on my fitness. He's my witness. Ooh-wee. Look at that. So yeah. But no, Jeremy's no longer with Sarah Ann. But it was fun to see him this weekend. I think he went to some rap party for The Circle, the most recent season of The Circle. Zack wanted him to work on his fitness. Yes, I did. How is he liking LA? He was only here for the weekend. He came in on Friday and left Sunday, so he wasn't here the entire time. But it was fun. I hope Zach can find some self-esteem soon. I know I'm lacking self-esteem. I need a little more confidence, you know? I just feel like I'm so insecure, especially like around my body. I'm like so insecure and shy and very coy and modest. You know, I don't think very highly of myself. You know, working on it. I'm gonna talk to my therapist about this weekend. JK, I don't have a therapist. I'm perfect. Okay, which is true. I'm about the non-therapist part, not about the being perfect part. Because trust me, the internet reminds me all the time that I'm not perfect. Trust me, I was like, oh, let me go look at the reviews recently, and people were dragging me in the reviews last week. I don't know what I said on Wednesday, but Wednesday we got like a cluster of reviews, and people were so angry. Let's give them some shout outs. So first of all, I want to give a shout out to this is Lola May, who said, "You go, Glen Coco. I can't recommend it enough. Each episode is filled with engaging content that keeps me coming back for more. Zach has a fantastic ability to connect with guests, always relatable and entertaining. He has incredible chemistry that makes every episode feel like a fun hangout with friends. I appreciate that variety of perspectives is shared, always offering insightful commentary, and hilarious takes that keep me entertained. Yay! I'm so glad." And then I guess on that same note, Shattered Citadel is disappointed. She said, "Disappointing end. Zach, you've given me many a laughs for 3+ years. I love that you stand up for what you believe in. We don't always have to have the same take on housewives, but you speak your truth, which I appreciate. You've just been going too hard into being political lately. I get you are a third party, but you seem to stand for nothing but asking to be canceled with your comments for more controversy. Disappointed, but I'll get over it as much as I'm sure you'll talk about this. You'll take sure about this constructive feedback." I think that last sentence was missing a couple of words, but I love that it's like, I love that you stand for what you believe in, and I appreciate you speaking your truth. But until your truth is something I don't want to hear. And I'm like, guys, yes, thank you, Laura. Remember, Zach is a straight ally. I'm a straight ally. Ally. Any comments from the remake review? No, the remake review is asking me mean things on Instagram. I was like, Q&A time. And then he was saying not nice things about me. But yeah, and then Yep Okay said, "Stick with reality. Great reality TV talk, awful reality talk. This kid has no sense of the real world's history or politics. Just another knee-jerk anti-woke moron like every other YouTuber ever. How original. Guess he's a self-hating Trumper now. Figures. Yuck. Stick with the reality talk. You're a dummy otherwise." Isn't it so wild that I've never given like a real political opinion. If you actually listen to anything that I've said, I've never endorsed either candidate. I've never been, pro red or pro blue. I just like talk about things that are happening in the world, and like suddenly I'm like a anti woke moron. But isn't that funny that they're like, you're like, what is it that I've said that's been like mean or hateful? But then the reactions are like, yuck, you're a self hating Trumper now. I don't hate myself. I love myself, and I'm also not a Trumper, but I do love me. Brittany said, "OMFG, I was gonna ask how you felt about the Call Her Daddy podcast." Okay, remind me about that at the end, because I know there are a lot of people that want, like, the reality I do have thoughts on the Call Her Daddy podcast. Well, actually, I'll just give them to you now. Um, Listen, I'm very happy for Alex Cooper. I think that is such a big interview to get. Alex Cooper said that she also invited Donald Trump to come on her podcast. I don't know if I believe Alex Cooper would ever actually interview Donald Trump. I just think, but I did feel a type of way about, the VP doing this interview right now. My thing is like, and I only say this because people have actually been DMing me over the past week about Hurricane Helene, which I'm glad that you brought this up, because I do want to address that, because people have been telling me, "Hey, I'm a listener of your podcast. I've been a supporter for a very long time. I'm in neighboring cities, and what we're seeing on the news is not the reality. Like, people are really struggling right now." And I'm like, I don't know what to do. But whatever we can do, I want to help. And they said, just talk about the fact that it's a lot worse than what we're seeing on TV, and people need help right now. And so my reaction to the Call Her Daddy interview was, I don't think that that should be our priority right now. What I would have liked to have seen done, what Alex Cooper has done in the past, is she's done on the ground podcast episodes where she takes her equipment with her. And what would have liked to have seen was if she was going to do something with, Kamala Harris, because right now, we do have to talk about our current administration because they're the ones that are reacting to, the hurricane victims. And I think that we're reacting not as best as we could. It's, again, not political at all. I just think there are people that really need us right now, and that should be our top priority. I understand we have a campaign to run, election is coming up, but like then utilize the press in that way. Bring Alex, if you're going to go do hurricane relief, bring Alex Cooper with you, have her, bring her cameras. Like Alex Cooper has a ton of resources. She just signed a very expensive deal with SiriusXM. Instead of like going and trying to do something for hurricane relief, they went and built the exact same Caller Daddy studio. I believe it was in Las Vegas. Like, how expensive was that? You flew your entire team. Alex posted that on her Instagram. They flew the entire team. It's just like 20 people that work on that show. They rebuilt her entire set to do this interview with Kamala Harris to promote her campaign. But I'm like, guys, like, we could use those resources to get on the ground, show people what's really going on. I mean, listen, I just think our priority right now should be on the hurricane victims. That shouldn't be a political stance to take. It should just be a human thing to say that those are the people that we need to be giving our relief to. And I think it's completely ignorant of the people that have gone online and criticized me for that by saying how our government has reacted to the hurricane relief is exceptional. It's great. They're doing everything they can. And I'm like, really? Because people are fucking dying. So that's my priority is making sure that we try to help these people as much as we can. And anybody that says that our government has reacted to this appropriately is wrong because we're losing lives every single day. People are being torn apart from their families every single day. And that needs to be our top priority right now, not some fucking caller daddy interview. Okay. I get it. And people are like, well, Trump is doing that. I don't give a shit about Trump. What I give a shit about is helping people in need. And where's Bethany Frankel? This is a crisis. Let's get on the ground. I don't know what to do. I'm not capable of doing anything, but whatever I can do, I'm happy to do. But we need to actually help people. End up says people understand how FEMA works. Call your Congress to vote for more money. Congress does that. They just shut down more money for FEMA a few months ago. I know. Listen, and we need to be on these things. That's like we need to be on this. Everyone's focused on FEMA and the government only gave $750. Well, hello, how much money did we just send overseas? How much money did we just send to other countries? We need to find resources and get this done. It's not even about giving people the money because listen, that whole system is fucked up too, right? $750 that people have to apply for. And I understand. I came from the fundraising nonprofit world. I understand the formalities of ethics and how certain systems need to be set up. I don't even give a shit about that. I'm like, get supplies to these people, get rescue aid to these people now. Giving them money isn't going to do anything. Call your congressman. Yes, that's what we can do right now for the future. But I'm saying right now, we need to be getting resources to these people. Unfortunately, the hurricane has become political. I know, and it's unfortunate because these things shouldn't be that. We shouldn't be turning these issues into political issues. Also, guys, as much as Bethany Frankel has gotten hate, her Be Strong charity is 100% nonprofit and helping the hurricane victims. I donated twice now because it all goes. Yeah, listen, and that's one thing I will give Bethany credit for. She's annoying as shit on TikTok, but when it comes to disaster relief, Be Strong is always on the ground. That's the type of stuff we need to do. Yes, it's important to call your congressperson. Yes, it's important to stay active in that system, but I'm saying those are things that are going to take time. We need to act right now, donating supplies, getting boots on the ground. That's what we need to do here and now. I think it's great that, donate. Yes, absolutely. Donate supplies. That's what the Speaker of the House, yeah, I'd listen. And that's why it's important that we stay on top of that stuff. But right now, making a phone call or making a donation, I'm sorry, I'm going to make a donation. I'm going to try to make sure people get supplies. That's like my priority is not focused on the formalities of these things. You know, is it the Florida? Wait, is it only Florida the hurricane destroyed or most other states? Well, it's the neighboring states that are also being affected as well. It's neighboring cities. So listen, if Be Strong is doing something, I haven't looked at what Be Strong has been doing, but if somebody says that Be Strong is on it, then great, let's do it. I'll do cameos to donate to Be Strong. And I won't do it like Jax, where Jax is like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to donate money. Okay. Sorry, I went on a tangent. I didn't mean to. I know that people are going to read that as political and they're going to think, oh, I must be, anti whatever. I don't care. It needed to be said. And I have no regrets saying it. Um, 6 states were affected. Yeah, whatever we can do, whatever you guys can do, whether it's donate money, donate supplies, you know, help if you're nearby. I don't listen again. I don't know. I just know I'm getting DMs every day from people that are like, "You need to talk about this," and I was like, I don't know what to say." Zach's always anti something. I am apparently. Listen, you can't be pro something without being anti whatever else people want to make you anti. Um, yeah. You should be able to be critical of our politicians regardless of party affiliation. Exactly. I agree with that. And I thank you, Mallory. Um, yeah. Except straight people. Yes, except straight people. Okay. As strange as it feels to then pivot into the news, let's get into the tea of the day. Which again just feels like a really strange and weird pivot, but that's what I know you guys are here for. So let's get into it. Shannon Storm's Beador. God, it does feel so weird to just like talk about these things, but I mean, my heart breaks, it really does. Zach, I was impressed with all of the Starlink sent for communications, which allowed those who needed to ask for help to get what they needed. Yes. Listen, there are people that are doing things. There are resources that are being out there. Everyone's focused on FEMA and what FEMA's doing or not doing, or how much money, how much money in checks people are cutting. But I'm like, rather than fighting about whether or not $750 is enough money for someone, like that someone's not able to take a shower right now and not able to eat, or they're separated from their loved ones, like I don't care about, fighting over these things. I think we just need to act now. Um, Churches and individuals and good charities are helping. Yes, getting supplies on the ground, which I think is important. Okay. Shannon Storm's Beador. She is officially responding to Kim Joel Booster. Kim Joel Booster. She is basically saying that she is confused as to why he is talking about as to why he's talking about her, because she's like, I just saw him when we wrapped on the final day of production, and on the final day of production he had tears in his eyes, and he was saying that he was so happy for me, and he was saying that, I guess I heard, like, comeback tour that Shannon's on, after her DUI. Now, she's, I don't know what she's coming back from. I don't even know why. Like, I don't know how people are like, oh my God, you're a survivor. She survived a DUI where she got drunk and got behind the wheel, which I still think, is kind of crazy. And she's still drinking. Listen, I like Shannon, but like, come on. We can still like Shannon and root for Shannon because we see her going through a hard time, but also be like, hey, girl, let's get the drinking in check. So I was surprised at how different the ladies from Potomac reached to the DUI on their reacted to the DUI. Oh, I haven't seen the Potomac premiere. Did it premiere already? Was it last night? I didn't watch the premiere yet. I did see the first couple of minutes of it. Are you saying like in comparison with the OC women, with the Potomac women? Yeah. Well, Shannon, she did another one of her live shows with Vicky, the Shannon and Vicky show, and they had Gretchen on, Gretchen Rossi. And yeah, Shannon was just saying that like she was confused, that like, Joel wished, the worst on her, and he dragged her daughters. He called her a drunk. He said that she was a terror on set, like all these things, right? That he went on this crazy wild tangent against Shannon and what a monster she is, basically. And so now she's like, I don't know where this is coming from. She's like, I had a lovely experience on the show. I thought that I was having a good time. I thought that I was fun to be around. And then Gretchen, I think, was saying that like it's so unprofessional of him to go on. And it is unprofessional of him, right? To go and drag her. I mean, we don't know. There are two sides to every story. I don't like the side where people are like, well, what, she must have done something so bad to then, for him to go on the internet and drag her like that. I mean, listen. When you're on a good bender, somebody doesn't even need to do something that bad. They just need to look at you the wrong way, and then you're gonna go and pop off because you you know, wanna be right in line with the housewives and the drama. Mallory says, my understanding is that Joel was sticking up for another crew member and not necessarily that Joel was mistreated by Shannon. That is correct. I believe it was, he said, well, he didn't say crew member. He said someone that I love she spoke poorly to, and so that's when he addressed her behavior at the wrap party. But he did go on. He did a whole Instagram live in addition to the things that he posted on his stories. He did a whole Instagram live where he basically, dragged and gagged her. Which I didn't catch that live. I just caught some of the highlights of it. But oof, have Joel Kim Booster and interview him for no filter. I mean, one, I don't think Peacock would allow that. And two, I don't know how I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't know how I feel about him necessarily, you know? Well, Janelle, I feel like he's not, I don't know. I've never really been a fan of his, TBH. Um, he's just never really, I know some people like really like him. They're like, "Oh my god, he's a funny comedian." And like I'm sure he's hilarious, right? But, you know, I don't know how I feel about having him on my show. I mean, I'd rather have like Bo and Yang, the more famous one. Was she mean to his dog? I don't know. Don't be mean to my dog. How dare you? Beast. How dare you? But so yeah, I don't know what, but she did kind of make it sound like Bravo, or not Bravo, but she was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like it definitely sounded like there was probably sort of coming file with the network that will likely be held against him. Um, but again, I don't know. I'm not even really sure where I side with either of them, Joel Kim Booster or Shannon Beador, just because I feel like Shannon probably, did act in some sort of way, whether it was as bad as Joel's making it seem or not. Like she obviously did something, right? And so we can't discredit that. But I also feel like, I don't know. She do we think like I've heard that she's not always the most pleasant to work with on the show, but I don't know if I believe that she was just like such a terror, or that she was just being evil to people to that extent, right? I know Jeff Lewis defended her, right? He went on his radio show and he was like, um, he was basically saying that that's his friend and she's going through a really rough time and he knows that she wasn't in a good headspace, which like I get, but I don't know if that's necessarily like the tone that I would take. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think there are a lot of people that know Shannon's behavior can be a little unsavory at times, but I don't know. We'll see. But she seems to be, standing her ground about how she's feeling about all of this. About, that she doesn't think she did anything wrong and she was so hurt that he came after her daughters. And of course, we don't want to go after the daughters. But yeah, she gave her sound bites. She did her thing. We'll see. But on the topic of OC, we have this leak. Beyonce. Every time I say something that like has a boom to it, it always comes with, I always want to say Beyonce, the same way Wendy Williams said Beyonce when she's like, you'll never guess who's what did she say? You'll never guess who's jealous of Adele. Beyonce. She always drops that line. But on the topic of OC, we have the reunion that we had some major leaks from. Somebody get some Depends. Somebody grab a pad because we're having a major wide flow leak. It is not looking good, right? Um, I guess it was one of Emily's makeup artists that um, went on to post some stuff on OC, or post some stuff on the reunion, like behind the scenes reunion pics, which I actually have for you, and I will actually share with you in just a second. But I did want to really quickly cut in here to remind you guys that we are still in the back to school season. I know a lot of you guys are parents, you have some preteens, you have some teenagers that are getting back into the groove of things, and you know what that means? They're probably going to be a little angsty. They're going to be a little antsy. They're going to be a little out of their routine and maybe a little cranky. But don't worry because I've got the secret weapon that is going to keep you and your kids covered. And that's Raise, RAYZ, Raise by BioRay for teens who want to feel good. I've been taking BioRay supplements for well over a decade at this point. They're a science backed staple in my family. They use expertly formulated Chinese herbal and adaptogenic blended tinctures. They're great for whatever you need. So if your teen is on like a sugar rampage or they're feeling a little cranky, then I would recommend trying their Life is Peachy drops. Trouble sleeping at night, definitely try the Dream Machine drops. If you need help keeping them focused throughout the day, definitely try some Thinking Cap drops. That one's my personal favorite. I take that one in the morning or before I have to go into taping. They help me navigate all the different tabs that I've got open in my brain. So, whatever you need, Raise by BioRay has you covered. Even better, as a back to school special, you get a special discount when you use code ZACK, that's ZACK, at bioray.com. Use code ZACK, ZACK, for special savings at BioRay, BIORAY, bioray.com. Bioray.com. And also, obviously, that's thinking about the kids, even though BioRate does have some great products for the whole family, and discount applies to all at BioRate.com. But if you want to get your health on track, right? Prioritizing you, Mochi is a telehealth platform that connects patients seeking medication based weight loss treatment with board certified doctors and dietitians to help them determine the best treatment options to accomplish that goal. Their program is completely virtual, meaning you have access to their services anywhere in the US and will be meeting with their team online. So you don't have to worry about going out, going to a doctor's office, waiting in a lobby, waiting in a line. It's all done virtually. Okay. Mochi Health takes a holistic approach to weight loss, and that includes visits with board certified doctors, nutrition consultations, and medication that gets delivered directly to your door. Science backed medications, okay, including GLP 1s. Everybody's in love with the GLP 1s right now, right? We hear about them in the news all the time. GLP 1s like Ozempic, and they have other different generic compounded versions that you can try as well per your doctor's recommendation, but it's affordable, it's accessible, regardless of insurance coverage. Like me, I don't have insurance right now, but I can still explore this option if I wanted to because it is accessible, it is affordable, and it's basically it's like bringing the doctor to me in my own house, right? With Mochi, their dietitians work hand in hand with your medication to create personalized nutrition plans that fit your lifestyle. You can reach your weight loss goals with science backed, FDA approved GLP 1 medications. You get support from real doctors and guidance from registered dietitians. You can start now, use code NOFILTER, and you'll receive $40 off. That's code NOFILTER to receive $40 off at joinmochi.com. Mochi is spelled Mochi, joinmochi.com. Use code NOFILTER and get that 40% off. Holla. Okay, now back to the tea because I got some receipts, proof, timeline, everything. Okay. Real Housewives of Orange County. Like I said, I think it was Emily's glam squad. They posted these photos, or not photos, but they were videos and some photos from the set of the reunion. And I don't think the network is going to be too happy because it basically gives us the reunion looks, the glam, the set. Like they literally gave everything, right? So we have one where we can see Emily and Gina. Emily's wearing this like it's kind of like this champagne color. It's a very long. It looks kind of similar to the style of her dress last season. She had that red one where it was kind of the arms were sleeveless, but it was like crossed around her neck. And it was like this long. I think she had a red dress on. So this one, I mean, It's very, like, backyard the set. It very similar to the Beverly Hills set or the last OC set. Remember where it was that big screen in the back, but instead of there being a beach, it looks like it's somebody's backyard. We have, like, the fire what are I mean, those aren't heaters, are they? The fire things, what do you call those? Um, like, the fire lanterns? Fire lamps? Um But yeah, Gina, she has, like, short, curly, like, the wet curls, and she's wearing, like, a sparkly gold dress, looks very short. She's got, like, some golden shoes on as well, some, like, orangey gold shoes, though. We also see Heather. Heather's wearing a purple I mean, Heather looks nice. Heather always looks just very, classic, right? Never really takes any fashion, never really yeah, like, fashion risks. It's all very just, like, classic, classy. She's got some nice earrings on. Um, looks like a tulle top. It's, like, purple. Um, Gina from they have, like, a far off shot where you can see all the ladies on the set. It looks like Gina, she's sitting at the end. She's also wearing, like, a red maroon style dress. Looks like Jen's wearing, like, an orange dress. Tamara seems to be wearing orange. So, yeah. Shannon's wearing, like, a red. Looks like a maroon magenta? I don't know. But it looks like it's very, like, sunset in the backyard, chilling by the fire is kind of like the vibe. But the fact, like and this was released by It's Bravo Worlds. I guess they caught screenshots of what the Glam Squad was posting on Instagram, and then they shared that onto Twitter and that or X, and that's where I found these is from X, from It's Bravo World. Whew. What a time. What a time, what a time, what a time. I hope Shannon's dress was okay. Why? Why would Shannon's dress not be okay? Orangey gold, I hope it's better than it sounds. Well, I mean, you can if you, like, zoom in, the orangey gold, they're not really cute. You can kind of see them in the corner where you see Emily's full dress because you see Emily and Gina talking together. But, like, here's the thing, the network is not gonna be happy about this. Like, they let their reunion looks be a whole announcement. They usually do, like, videos on it. The Glam Squad was posting, like, behind the scenes videos. It's kinda crazy that, like, you know, it's kinda crazy that, we're just putting it all out there. We're just leaking it all. Are Shannon and Jesus Jugs both on the reunion? Yes, I believe Jesus Jugs is there. She's not there for the whole time though. They only bring her out, I guess, for the segments that I mean, similar to like anytime they have a friend up that's been pretty prominent throughout the whole season. They usually have the regular like main reunion topics, and then they have the extra ones that include the friend ups, right? So in this case, that would be Alexis and Shannon. But I mean, we don't get full dress reveals, but, like, I don't think we've ever had a leak this big from a reunion. Like, this is a rookie mistake, but they literally showed the entire set, like, the whole background, all of the women's outfits, their dresses. Um, you would think OC would be more fashiony. No, OC's very conservative, right? So I think their looks are always very conservative. Beverly Hills pushes, the boundaries a lot more. I feel like New York is very fashion forward, so they would push the boundaries. Miami always pushes the boundaries, right? Miami always goes big with their looks. So, Jesus Jug shut the door on Jen and the newbie. That was funny in the last episode. I really the ending of last week's episode where they tell her that she's not invited on Shannon's trip to what was it, London? And she, like, freaks and she just like, she gets frustrated, she gets upset, and then she just, like, stands up. She's like, "I'm done, I'm done." And then she just stands up and opens the door, and they're like, "What's happening? Like, do you need some air?" And she's like and then she starts, like, waving her hand like, "Come on, go, go, get out of here." Um, it was funny. Funny, funny, funny. Brittany says, "I guess it's because of podcasts and Insta, but Bravo needs to push their shows out faster and not let their employees on social or podcasts." Okay, well, first of all, we want them on podcasts, right? Because podcasts pay our bills over here on this side of the couch. Um, but no, I get what you're saying. Oh, speaking of fondue, the melting pot. What about fondue? The best fondue. Oh, who's talking about fondue? Say what? I mean, why would Shannon invite her? Yeah, that's the thing that also kind of perplexes me, which is so crazy because it was so calculated of Alexis to send the flowers to Shannon on her birthday. It's like, oh, this is an olive branch. That way she can make it look like, see, I'm trying to make up with Shannon. I'm trying to be. Why would Shannon want to be friends with you, Broad? Why? Literally, why? You're banging her ex boyfriend while also simultaneously suing her and talking about these terrible videos that they have of her. So, yeah. Mm. I was thinking of Justin Bieber's song Boyfriend. Boyfriend, boyfriend, you never let you go. Take you places you ain't never been before. Yeah, swag, 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 swag. It was so calculated. She wanted but, like, she was like, "Okay, I can say that, maybe this will be an opportunity," and Shannon will then respond by saying, "Yes, you know what? Come with us on the cast trip because, let's try to start and have, fresh foot forward," you know? Luciana says, "If production really cared about the leaks, they would have been forced to take them down." I believe they did, but not before they were, screenshotted. But I believe they did have to take the post down. And usually you're not allowed to have, um phones on set. And not only that, but like usually they have even because some of the leaks that would go to like certain bloggers, usually about what happens at the reunion, usually doesn't come from the housewives themselves. It comes from the glam squads. The glam squads are the ones that would talk to the blogs and DM people info. And that's how a lot of different Instagram accounts or Twitter accounts or whatever, they would have these details on what went down at the reunion because the glam squad was able to watch. And from what I understand, Bravo no longer allows any of like the assistants or glam squads or publicists or whoever comes on set, they're not allowed to be present for what's going on. That way they would prevent those leaks. So I don't know how this happened. I don't know how this woman was able to, or I think it was a woman and a guy. And they were both on set just snapping photos and videos. And then they went and posted that on their Instagram stories and like tagged Bravo and tagged Emily. And I'm like, guys, what? Um, Luciana says, "I just saw them this morning on their site. Maybe they're down now." I believe they're down now. Um, yeah, because listen, Bravo does a whole like reveal of the reunion looks and a reveal of the set, and they weren't even slick about it. No, it was very rookie, kind of rookie. Like it was just like it was so rookie that like I was like, "Have you ever worked on these sets before?" Like, you know. I don't know. I got the impression that they were, like, excited to be there, and they're like, "Oh my god, look at I'm doing a Housewives reunion. Look at me. Ooh, look at me. Mom, look at me." That's kind of the vibe that I was getting from them. For the past 3 reunions, Shannon's drinking has come up, and Andy asked if she was an alcoholic. Has it only been the last 3 reunions? I feel like it's been a topic for a minute. Okay. Maybe they fell out of the coconut tree. Probably. I mean, they clearly fell out of the coconut tree. I've been following the Whitney Rose saga on TikTok. What is the Whitney Rose saga? Is it the one about her daughter? I heard that her daughter had to be taken into the ICU, which was very sad. But I don't know what saga you're referring to. Okay, let's talk about hey, Miss Hilton, you must be worth $1 trillion. Miss Hilton. Kathy Hilton. She's finally breaking her silence about Kim Richards. So she was at, I guess, or not at, but I guess she was hosting an event at her house over the weekend on Saturday. Um, it was a holiday collection launch party, is what it looked like, or a celebration for Rebecca Valance and Nikki Hilton. They were doing a holiday collection reveal, and so they were having a party to celebrate that. And so there, obviously Kathy, she does these events, she has like a step in her page and she has the press come. And so she did an interview with people. And she told people they obviously asked about Kim and how Kim's doing since obviously she's been off the wagon and she had to be put on the psych hold, the 5150 psych hold. Um, but so she said, "We love her," referring to Kim. "We love Kim and we support Kim, and that's all I can say." And they asked if Kim was doing better, and Kathy said, "Yes, I think in the world there's always hope." So, I think she said yes to kind of downplay the severity of the situation and protect Kim. Kyle has not spoken out about it. We have seen Kyle go to the courthouse, which she's now in this eviction process with Kim, trying to get Kim out of her house. I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's kind of like Kim squatting and Kyle's trying to get her evicted from her house because she's still staying there. And Kyle's like, you got to go. They're trying to do the tough love route. And it's sad. But Kathy said, I think in the world, there's always hope, which to me tells me it's probably not a good situation right now. Um, there's always hope. Like, I don't know. Those don't sound like very encouraging words other than we're hoping it all kind of works out. Right. Which is kind of sad, and heartbreaking. But I don't know. I love Kim. Kim's crazy and chaotic and good TV, but, I don't wanna see her struggling, and this whole thing is just sad, and, like, the family having to cut her off, like, it's very sad. Um, and it's just, there's not much you can do at some point, right? You kinda have to let them fall, and that's, I think, the hardest part. Distinguished guest says, "Kim mixing the mayo salad with her hands lives in my head rent free." Kim was great TV because Kim really well, here's the funny thing, like, she didn't care, but she did care, right? Because like, season 1, remember, it came out that, like, she would try to sneak her cigarettes and, um she didn't want, like, the producers filming her while she was smoking. She's like, "I'm a Disney girl. I'm a Disney girl. You can't catch this. You can't catch this." And obviously, they, like, kept everything in and showed us what a hot mess Kim actually is, but Kathy should let Kim move in. I don't know, guys. That's a really hard thing. Like, think about it. If she's struggling, like, is it going to be better to have Kim move into Kathy's house? I don't know. Um, I think you kind of have to let them like but then it's hard because then if they really can't get on their own, then that's how they end up like on Skid Row. And I could not imagine Kim Richards being homeless on Skid Row. Like I don't know. It breaks my heart. Love me some Kim. You beast. Beast. How dare you? We'll see. I wonder I was just thinking, like, I don't know if you caught any of like the cameos that she's done like in recent years. She was really like unhinged and off and just like very manic. And I was like, I was wondering if it was alcohol or maybe more. It could possibly be some stuff, some substances that she's been imbibing in. Do you have an extra room, Zach? No, I don't have any extra room for anybody else. No, thank you. I already have two big dogs that take up enough space. So Lori says, I have to say, tough love sucks, but sometimes you have to. You know, if Kim needs her family, so wait. Yes, Kim needs her family, so move in. Ugh, I don't know what the solution is. I just know that it's heartbreaking. Coming from someone who's had a brother and a good friend struggle with the same disease, no matter what you do, shelter them or give them tough love, it won't help until they want help for themselves. Yeah, that's the thing, tough love or not. But I feel like when you don't give them that tough love, sometimes it does. Like they have to hit rock bottom before they really wake up, which is the sad part, right? That like they have to really fall. Um, and obviously nobody wants to get to that place. Okay, what else happened in the world? Jax Taylor hired Kevin Federline's attorney because remember he last week gave his parental rights away to Britney, and then I guess he realized, oh, hold on, wait a minute, that's not what I was trying to do, and he ended up not doing that. He got an attorney because he was representing himself and filled out the paperwork himself, and so now he's got himself as an attorney, and he's now not suing. He's now responding to Britney's divorce filing officially. But I did think it was funny that he picked K-Fed's lawyer. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe K-Fed's lawyer reached out to him because he's like used to dealing with divorces from Britney's. He's like, "Hey, I've done a Britney divorce before. I can help you out." And Jax is like, "Sure, I don't care. Meet me at Jax's in Studio City." Joe said, "Good thing Lisa Rinna has not inserted herself again and not made any comments about Kim and her sisters." Has she or hasn't she? I can never tell if you're being serious or not, Joe. I did see didn't Rinna post something? She posted, a clip from the reunion where she's like, "This is bullshit," and she gets up and she walks out, and then she says, "This aged well and seems to capture it all right about now." And I think it was when she was fighting with Kim on the reunion set, and she was like, "Nobody's being accountable," and so, yeah. It kinda seems like maybe she was alluding to Kim, without really saying anything, but being like, "Listen, I tried to tell you guys, I was saying it, and now she's in a terrible place." Uh, that's so funny. I did a Britney divorce before. Yeah, I mean, listen, he has experience with Britney's. He's like, "What? Who's divorcing you?" And Jack said, "It's Britney, bitch." And he said, "I'm on it." Zach, did you go into the rabbit hole of that rug investigation on TikTok? What rug investigation? People are going on all sorts of rabbit holes on TikTok this weekend. What do we even want to go down this rabbit hole on the rug? Ugh. What is the rug investigation? This might be a last resort. I think if she starts to change, it'll give um I think she'll get all the help she needs. Hopefully. Hopefully. Does the rug match the drapes? Is that what the rabbit hole is about? And then I guess last thing that happened over the weekend, there's a new show, a new WAGS show in development at Bravo, apparently. And WAGS stands for Wives and Girlfriends. They're the partners of the professional ball players, and in this case, it's the Kansas City Chiefs. So it looks like there's possibly like a Kansas City Housewives in the works, but they're like phrasing it as more of a WAGS show versus a Housewives show. Um, Obviously, Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes are WAGs, but they will absolutely not be participating in this WAGs show for Bravo. I mean, come on, could you imagine? Taylor Swift is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this Bravo show." No. So, Taylor and Brittany Mahomes are not participating in this show. It also, I don't believe, has been officially greenlit. I think it's all like I said, it's all in development, which means it's all still super preliminary. So we don't know how that'll shake out in the end. Wags is as close as that gets to watching sports. Yeah, I'm not that engaged in sports. It's a last ditch effort for Bravo. I don't know. Oh my gosh, the Hallmark movie loosely based on Taylor and Travis looks ridiculous. What? There's a Hallmark movie based on Taylor and Travis Hallmark movie? Say what? The Hallmark Channel's Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story, is a holiday movie inspired by the romance between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. The movie is about a woman from a family of Chiefs super fans who meet the team's director of fan engagement during a Fan of the Year contest. The movie was filmed in Kansas City, including at Arrowhead Stadium, where Kelsey plays football. The cast stars Tyler Hines and Hunter King. Are they gay? Or is one of them who's sorry, I don't mean to misgender anybody, but like Tyler, who are Tyler Hines and Hunter King? Which one's Taylor and which one's Travis? Kelsey's mother even plays a character in the movie. The trailer for the movie features a scene where the characters Alana and Derek make a heart out of two candy canes, similar to Taylor Swift's Hand Hearts concert pose. Oh, I Taylor Swift. That's um, exclusive to Taylor Swift. Oh, interesting. Which one's Tyler and which one's Hunter? Oh, I guess he's Tyler and she's Hunter. Hmm. He's kind of cute. She's a pretty girl. Interesting. The movie is based in Kansas City, not based on Taylor and Travis, actually, not a player and not a singer. Oh, well then why are we saying that it's about Taylor and Travis if it's not even closely about Taylor and Travis? Hallmark is out of control. Why is Hallmark out of control? Out of control? Why are they out of control? What? Why are people mad at everyone? What? Those Hallmark movies are way too predictable. They're cheesy. Well, any rom-com is predictable. Guess what? At the end, love wins. That's how all of them are. Can't be surprised at that, you know? Well, Janelle, hate to break it to you, but they're all pretty cheesy. Which one? Oh, yeah, I watched the Kristen Bell one. That one was really good, the one with Adam Brody. I also finished the Menendez brothers, and now there's the documentary comes out today. Okay, we'll be discussing that. We will be discussing the Menendez brothers. I'm heavily invested in this case. I was watching the Monster Show, and my opinion of the Ryan Murphy adaptation of the Menendez brothers, a little bit conflicted. A little bit conflicted, for sure. You couldn't pay me to watch a Hallmark movie. I used to watch the cheesy Lifetime movies, remember? Like the murder ones, the true crime Lifetime movies. I used to love that. They were so bad when we would go on a Lifetime weekend binge, and I would just play those on repeat. Like, those were the best, you know? There's too much on now. Yeah, we went from nothing to too much. Yeah, I need to see that Menendez Bros one. Well, the documentary dropped today on Netflix, but the Ryan Murphy show, I finished it over the weekend. So good. So good. I'm very invested now that they have their trial set for November 28th. Because, like, the Gascon here in Los Angeles said that they're going to be reevaluating their case. And whew. Joe says, I just wish Hallmark and Lifetime movies do a compilation of the shirtless segments of the men in those movies. I know, they are very chiseled. Brittany says, "Oh my God, do you agree with Kim Kardashian? Tell us. I'm team keep them locked up." Really? Why do you want to keep them locked up? We need to do a whole dedicated episode on the Menendez brothers. I do have thoughts about Kim Kardashian. I have thoughts about her involvement. I have thoughts about Ryan Murphy. I have thoughts about the reaction that people have to Ryan Murphy as a result of Monsters, but I also want to watch the documentary on Netflix. I feel like I need to watch that to get like a more well-rounded, like I'm listening to everybody's different takes and opinions, and I'm trying to digest all the info before I make my judgment. But Brittany, I am very curious as to why, um, as to why, why you think that they should stay locked up. Listen, I've seen both sides, and I was very torn in the Ryan Murphy adaptation, Monsters on Netflix. I watched the whole trial back in the day. Okay, Lori, and what were your thoughts? Is the doc on Hulu? No, the doc is on Netflix. Yes, you haven't seen a breakdown lately. I guess you haven't done a breakdown lately. Oh yes, I've been dying to do a breakdown. Not like me personally breaking down, but like breaking something down. They whacked their parents in cold blood as adults. Why not leave? Plus, they've been locked up for more than 30 years. How will they accommodate to society? I think you mean acclimate. But I mean, yes, they did. I mean, that's why it's so nuanced. It's so like there are layers to it. I'm conflicted on the Menendez brothers. See, Pamela's conflicted. It's normal to be conflicted, and it's normal to be on one side or the other side. I am not entirely sure which side I think I know which side I'm leaning towards. But I want to make sure I watch the documentary, and we'll discuss it more at length because we don't have enough time to discuss it today. Maybe tomorrow's episode, if there's nothing breaking, we can discuss it. With my luck, they would move in next door to me. Well, they're not gonna whack you, Laura. They're not like, serial whackers. They're not weed whacking everybody, you know? It was very specific to the parents, regardless of what the motive was. Some people were saying some people believe that the motive was money. Other people believe that the motive was retaliation for the alleged abuse. So yeah. Luciana says, if it was not Kim Kardashian and just another person and they knew about the information that came out, perhaps people would feel differently. Maybe they aren't a danger to society. We'll see. Laura says, fine, they can come to dinner. Well, I don't know about all that. I will say one of the brothers was kind of hot back in the day. Was it not Lyle? Lyle scared me a little bit. Even in the photos, there's just something about Lyle that I'm like, I don't know about that. Eric, Eric was a cutie and we're not sure which team he plays for. Listen, maybe he figured it out in prison. There are lots of ways to, figure out what you like in prison. Got to make the best of what you got, especially if it's already your preference on the low. I don't know. They shouldn't even know how to fit. They wouldn't even know how to fit into. Yeah, I know. They've been out for so long. They don't even know what an iPhone is. They don't know what a cell phone is. Oh, Bethany's coming out swinging. Oh, about Be Strong. Okay, Bethany says there's. Oh, okay. Oh, Bethany's talking. Okay, Be Strong. Let's listen to this.
Be Strong update. So we were the first semi to enter into Asheville, North Carolina. We've sent, I think it was 30 trucks in there. We've raised
30 trucks.
Close to $2 million so far.
$2 million raised
and
from Be Strong.
counting. We have a lot of donations coming in. And basically people don't know what's going on. There's so much misinformation because people want to impose what they think and their anxieties on the situation. And they're listening to all the media with many different takes and social media. And this is what's actually going on for people on the ground. Casualties are markedly more significant than being reported. Could be like 3, 4, 5 times.
She's saying I'm so glad that somebody is talking about this. She's saying that casualties are like 3 times, 3, 4, 5 times what's being reported. She's there on the ground right now. This is one thing I will give to Bethany Frankel.
Being reported because they're being found every day. And it's a long process to identify who is who, not to get into too much detail about that and trigger you. In addition, water is not needed. Aid is no longer needed. We have aid for years in our warehouse, but aid is not what is needed. What is needed is small businesses need to rebuild. There are welders, there are craftsmen, there are jewelry makers, and their businesses have been completely destroyed. And Asheville and surrounding areas will never be the same and never recover if these businesses cannot recover, which ironically wanted to be there because they thought that this was like a disaster-free zone. This is like a fluke where this thing hit for certain people. And incidentally, there's another one coming through Florida in more populated areas. So that's frightening too. And we will talk about that later. So we did this during Black Lives Matter where we helped, I think it was 100 small businesses. So it could be between $1,000 to $10,000 to help a small business get back on its feet and rebuild. Yes, we do the cash card model where we give cash to individual families, cash cards, so they can infuse money into the community and have the dignity to buy what they need. Yes, we have pet crisis kits. Yes, we have a warehouse full of aid, but we know what is needed. We know what is not needed. We are always first on the scene, and we are lean and efficient and transparent and waste zero money on nonsense or pamphlets or rubber chicken dinners, or it's the money to the people. So this is what's going on, and this is the next step will be this small business donation fund. So if you want to donate, go to bethany.com/be strong. Global Empowerment Mission is my 501c3 partner, and we have teams on the ground and are very, very aware of what's going on in Asheville and all the surrounding areas. Thank you.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's an update on what's going on. It's rough. I mean, the fact that they're just finding people, like, I can't even process or imagine that. Like, just, it's heartbreaking. They need aid. They don't have water or electricity. Well, she's saying that they've been receiving a lot of aid, and this is only for Be Strong specifically, right? Not to mention what FEMA's doing or any other people that are providing resources. Wow. There are many places that do need water and other resources, and a lot of money is being stolen, aid being blocked. People are trying to fly and being blocked as well. Yeah, I've seen that as well. I'm glad that she videos it. I know where my money is going. Villages, towns. Yeah, towns are being destroyed. Yeah. I honestly think you have to record because people don't trust where to send stuff. Chef Andre does videos out of need. Yeah, I think, listen, I do think that that's important. There's a difference between filming yourself giving a homeless person money and posting it on your Instagram for clout and stuff like this where you want to show people where the money is going. You want to show direct impact. Again, my background was in 501c nonprofit fundraising and FEMA is not giving any money. FEMA is doing. Listen, from what I've heard about what FEMA is doing, I don't think they're doing very much, which is why it's important that we have people like Bethany Frankel that are boots on the ground and doing this. This is where I'm like, when the conversation's like, well, call your congressman so that we can give more people more money. I'm like, yeah, that's great. But hello, we need somebody on the ground right now. Like, that's what we need. We need people that can get these people resources. We need these nonprofit organizations. Listen, I have a lot of critiques about Bethany Frankel, but, you know, for Bethany to say that it should go to small businesses is wrong. The residents need help now. No, I know. Trust me, I'm not saying I agree with that, but she's also putting in a plan because you also have to remember there are a lot of people that are providing supplies, and there's water. People are trying to get it in. I'm not saying don't give supplies either. Obviously, I opened the show with saying that, but with Bethany, I mean, I do think that that is probably another piece that people aren't considering is how we're going to help these businesses rebuild after. Everyone's coming to the aid right now, but like we saw with Katrina, everyone came to the aid early on, and then in the years that followed, that's where people really struggled was getting back on their feet. So I do think that is another important piece, maybe not the top priority at this current moment, but yeah. Ugh, why is autism trending right now? Oh boy, I don't even know if I want to know why autism is trending right now. Okay. That said, send some love. I mean, it looks like Be Strong is a great place that you can send information to. Bethany is boots on the ground. She is, saying that the death toll is a lot worse than what people are saying. This is why when people were tweeting at me yesterday saying that like color daddy should not be a priority right now, and people are like, our government has reacted. Great. No, it's these other people that are coming in and trying to help the people in need. That's why people are getting helped right now. And there's still a lot more people that need help. Yeah, because the states are stealing money as well. Bethany comes with experience and a vision. Sorry, this is very personal to me. I know firsthand what is going on. Bethany's in her penthouse in NYC. Oh, is she? No, she's there right now. She's not in New York. Um, But listen, Pamela, please can like share if you're there now. Like this is, you know, now is the time to share what people need. Um, Listen, if you are there, like that's why it's important that we show videos and we're showing people the reality of what's going on. Because I think right now, if you're critical of, you know, what of the situation of the hurricane relief, response, that like if you're critical of that, people kept saying, "Oh, you're believing right-wing conspiracy theories." And I'm like, "Right-wing conspiracy theories? Like these are people's lives that we're talking about." Pamela says, "I'm 2 hours away and my cousin is in Asheville. She has been keeping me posted." Okay, well, what's going on? Share it with us. To be fair, can anyone see Bethany carrying a case of water? Well, she's not that strong. I'm thankful for everyone's yeah, to help. Yeah. Okay. Um, Pamela says it is bad. A lot more fatalities. I know. They're saying they're just finding people. Ugh, and that's the hard part. It's like when you've been separated from your family, you don't know if they're alive, if they're going to come up washed up somewhere. Then they have to verify who these people are. Like, it's awful. August says they love to say conspiracy theories when they can't handle the truth. That's the reality. Most of Asheville is getting power restored, but many do not have water. Okay. Lisa says there's no power. Um, Lori says, I have a friend who is missing. They cannot be listed as a fatality unless they are found or a specific time, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the thing is they're fine. They can't, they're not able to identify these people. That's why the death toll is not nearly what it is when it's being reported. The mud is so deep, it will take a long time to move mud, even assess what damage is restored to the roads and sewers and fresh water. The cell phone power is back. My son and his family in Asheville are safe. Okay. Heartbreaking thinking of those who have been affected. Oh. I can't imagine with my pets and my family. I know. I've seen posts, don't politicize this, but it is political based on the community and the administration. No, it's not. It shouldn't be. We shouldn't be politicizing this. It's not political. It's a humanitarian issue. It's people's lives that should never be politicized. We politicize things too much, and we put things left and right. That makes me sad. It's unfortunate. Well, yes, we are thinking of you. We're keeping you in our thoughts and our prayers. I know that can't or may not do much in this moment, but guys, donate to Be Strong. Go to bethany.com/be strong. It's a human thing. Exactly. This is not political. Thank you guys. Okay. Thank you guys. Um, um, hug your loved ones. You never know when a natural disaster is going to come in and affect you. Hurricanes don't care if you vote red or blue. People just need help. Exactly. Okay. Well, on that note, I'm going to wrap there. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. As Ellen would say, be kind to one another. You can keep up with me at Just Plain Zach. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zach. We'll have a new episode tomorrow. I'll try to focus tomorrow's episode on the Menendez brothers. I'll watch the new documentary and we'll dive into all of that. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. I'll give you my thoughts, my feedback, and we'll keep it going. Jeremy from Love is Blind season 6 will be on, and we'll make sure to recap season 7 for you guys. So get ready, Freddie. Love you. Appreciate you. Talk to you tomorrow. Catch a new episode of the Pop Report Wednesdays and Fridays. Go support the Pop Report. Informative Live today. Thank you. I hope people listen to that and take something from it. All right, guys. Ciao for now. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Yes, please be safe. That is so much. Yes, it is, Becky. Yes, it is. All right. Bye, guys.